What's up, everybody? So here we go. Tabletop thing. So this is my review of the Hubsan H107C Plus. This is the X4 Cam Plus. This is the new H107C. And we got a lot to talk about because this thing is totally different. And besides the design and the construction and the materials used to make it, this thing is radically different than the previous model. So let's talk about it. And it's going to be, I'm not going to do a lot of negatives on it because this thing is now a camera quad. The last model was, they took a H107L and they shoved a camera in it with bigger motors to compensate for the weight and you know, a slightly different body. And it wasn't really a camera quad. It was a H107L with a camera just shoved into it. So they didn't really make a camera quad last time. They just put a camera in an existing quad. This is a camera quad. This is a fully redesigned and programmed everything to make it into a camera quad. And does Hubsan succeed in this? Did they do a good job in this? Absolutely. I gotta say, without a doubt, this is the steadiest non-jello filled video, you know, camera quad, toy quad that I've ever used. This thing, it looks like it has a steady gimbal on it when you're filming. So did they succeed in that with redesigning and reprogramming everything? Absolutely. But they stuck the old camera in here, so I don't get it. I wasn't that impressed with the camera on the Hubsan H107C, the original one, and this is the same one. Like I don't get it, Hubsan. Like you did all this awesome stuff to make this camera quad that actually takes incredibly steady video, and then you stick in just awful camera. Honestly, it's not great. It's not great at all. It's so that's my biggest negative on this. There's two negatives that I'm going to say because I'm not going to bitch about this being a camera quad and not the fast H107L with a camera in it. I'm not going to bitch about it. This is a camera quad, and Hubsan succeeded in making a very nice camera quad. They just put the worst camera in it. It makes sense to me. But so you know, that's probably the biggest negative of this is the camera's just not good. It's okay, you know, but I don't get why they didn't upgrade it. So since we're talking about the negatives, so the another negative is this because they've radically redesigned the flight characteristics. This is not a wind fighter. It doesn't have a deep pitch. Even an expert, it barely pitches. You know, it's made for filming. So in the wind, this thing is really bad. It's you know, anything less than a real, you know, slight breeze, this thing it gets pushed around. There's no pitch, and then you have the altitude hold with the barometer in it, which we'll talk about. And you know, the stick is always there, so to actually get it to you know, come down, you have to pull down, which is weird. You know, you got to hold it down, and sometimes it takes a while for it to slowly come down. So that's not great. Because of that, it's hard to get it to drop fast when you need it to. So, and in wind, it's really bad because you want it to drop and it just keeps rising. The barometer in it, I don't know if it gets messed up in its high winds and it's changing pressures and temperatures, whatever, but it starts to climb. And I had this climb way out of, I couldn't get it back. I was trying to just pitch it forward to bring it back to me, and the wind just kept bringing it up, and finally I had to cut the transmitter, and it dropped from about 100 feet up. So that's not great. That's not good at all. Like, you got to kill the transmitter to try to save it. And this fell and hit trees, and that's one of the pluses. This plastics that they make it out of, you can tell I've had a lot of crashes with it. It is so durable. It's a soft, flexy plastic. This is what all these toy quads should be made out of. This material. It doesn't have the breakaway legs this time, but it doesn't seem to need it because, like I said, this thing fell from high, and I've had some really bad crashes in them. So let's keep talking about some of the other bad stuff. Here's the battery. So it's a 520 milliamp hour battery, which is good because this has good battery life, so that's great. But it is this weird new proprietary thing that they have, and I haven't seen a standalone charger. But these caps do come off. You just pop them off, and so you can, if you have like I have the H107D Plus here, and the battery caps are a little bit different, but you can swap them out. So if you have more, if Hubsan's this is what they're doing, and you get more than one of these, you can just take the caps off. So that's cool. So the battery is proprietary, and I will say that I like the ease of it. I like that you just snap it in. I like that there's no cables to mess with. I like that. I think that's great, but I don't have a lot of these. Who does? So that's a negative. It's a new bat. You can't just slap in your bag of batteries because most of us hobbyists out there have a huge bag of batteries. And now you won't be able to use them with it. So that's a negative. I will point out that Little One's Choice, who sent me this, and they're a very awesome company, and they have the Hubsans first before anyone. So they give you 2 batteries. So if you get this one or the H107D Plus, you get 2 batteries. So that's great. And on the battery subject, I have lost the other spare to this in a bad crash, and it went tumbling, like this. And the battery popped out and flew into the blackberry bushes, and I have yet to recover it. So I only have 1 battery for this now. And then another negative, this is how you charge it. You got to charge it through the quad. So that's not great, to have to charge it, through the quad. You have a spare battery, and then you got to one's charged, and then you got to wait again. So they take a little while to charge too. So about 45 minutes or so. So that's not great. I don't like it. Okay, so let's see. Pitch, bad camera, proprietary battery. Okay, that's it. That's all the bad. So okay, so thing flies awesome. It's a smooth, steady flyer. This is not a sport quad, guys. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is not a H107L. This is a camera quad, and being that it is one of the smoothest flyers. It has this altitude hold. The motors are constantly running. They constantly run when you after it binds itself to the transmitter. You have to now arm it, both sticks down and out, and then the motors will start spinning, and they're always on. So it makes it for a very, very smooth flying quad, very smooth and precise, and it's just not very fast. And it has a little bit of quirks with the altitude hold, like I said, in the wind. But it's a very smooth flyer, very durable. The lights are on the outside now here. Turn it on. So the lights are on the outside. They're so visible. Or actually, they were on the outside before, but now they're in these little capsules, and the body lights up pretty well. It has light, blue eyes. When you plug it in, the eyes are red while it's charging, and then they turn off when it's done. So the barometer, here, let me turn this back off. The barometer works well. The altitude hold works well as far as not in windy conditions, and I think it's pretty cool because you can get it up there pretty high and let go of this stick altogether, and then just you can yaw, to pan around, or fly, but it holds pretty well. It works well. So they took away the jamming of the flips. Before you had to jam backwards to flip. Now you just hold this for 1 second and it beeps, and then you give input, and it does pretty nice flips now. Before they were really sloppy. So it does have headless mode now, and you click this in real quick, You hold it for flips and click it in for headless mode, and headless mode works very well. Probably better than anything else I've tested with these. It works well. It holds its heading for longer than I've seen on other quads. It will lose it though eventually. So this transmitter is a little bit new and redesigned. Same thing. You can change all the rates. It has shoulder buttons this year for the camera. It's only for camera. This is pictures and this is video. It does give you icons down here for that. This is your rate button. So it has normal and expert, and the yaw changes on both, and they're very, very significantly slower than last model. The slow in low, the yaw is almost painful, and the yaw in expert is okay. It's okay. Still pretty slow. You can change all the rates on it like the last model. Don't know why you would want to, unless you want to just up 100% on normal mode, and then it'll just match expert, so it's kind of pointless too. It's a nice transmitter though. They did away with the sticks and just put thumb pads in. I prefer the sticks, but they still feel nice. Let's see what else with the transmitter. I think that's it. 3 or 4 AAAs. Gets okay range, whatever is advertised. I think it's maybe 40 meters, maybe something like that. And I haven't lost, I had it a couple 100 feet up, and when it dropped, and it still had signal. So I've never lost signal with it yet. So I'll say that. The instructions, Hubsan always has really nice, good instruction manuals. This one's pretty good. It took me a while to figure out some of the stuff. The recalibrating of the transmitter is weird. You hold both sticks up and turn it on and then do circles, but you can reset the accelerometer the old way. So the accelerometer in the quad, you do it the old way, down and then back and forth. So that's the same, and the lights will blink around it and stuff. So it took me a while to figure some of the stuff out. The manual is not as good as it used to be. So you get a spare set of props and prop removal tool, and a USB charging cable. So it's just a regular USB cord. You guys probably have 1 million of these at home. So it just charges right there. Plug it into the wall. So this one, the H107D Plus, the first person view, and this are both on the same protocol. They fly the same. You can bind this transmitter to this or vice versa, but you want to get the first person view with this one. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. I mean, I talked about it a bunch here because it is so much different than it used to be. I like it though. I gotta say, I like it. I know a lot of people have been complaining about it, and I know that there's some out there that haven't been. They really like it too. It's not what I expected, but what it is, I really like. I really enjoy flying it inside and out. I wish the camera was better. Hubsan, come on, what did you do that for? I wish the camera was better because it takes really, really good video. Like, it is no jello, guys. Like, the only time I've ever seen any vibration is when I was flying high wind out at the farm. And then you can see a little bit, but you can tell it's not normal jello. It's like the whole quad is shaking. But in low light, especially, this camera is just it's not good. But I like this quad a lot. I'm keeping this quad. I'm gonna have it on my shelf, and I'm gonna fly it, and you guys will see more videos of it. So I do like it, and the link's in the description if anybody wants to check it out. Like I said, Little One's Choice gives you 2 batteries, and that's a little bit better deal than you'd find elsewhere, because I think they're all about the same price. So let's do the flight demo of the new Hubsan X4 Cam Plus, and after the flight demo, I'll put the video that I filmed in the flight demo on after that, and then we'll call this a review. What's up, everybody? So this is going to be the flight demo of the Hubsan X4 Cam Plus, the H107C Plus, and we'll do all the normal stuff, and we'll get this review done. So, turn on the transmitter and the quad will bind to the transmitter. Then once that's done, like I said, you can't do anything, you have to arm it. So to arm it, you pull both sticks down and out. But I wanted to say too that you can recalibrate the accelerometer. It's the same way as last year's model. So you hold the left stick down and to the right, and then back and forth on the there we go. Took a while, but it does do it, and then the lights flash. So you can reset the accelerometer that way. Alright, so this is on normal mode, and that's how you arm and disarm. So I'm going to arm it and get it out here. So let's check out the barometer with the altitude hold. I'll just set it up right there, and you know, it holds its altitude. The wind's pushing it and stuff. There's always a breeze out here, so the drifting you're seeing is just from the breeze. But it holds it. Here, let's get it right here. Oh, put it right there. But it holds it good, and you can see it'll rise a little bit, but then it'll readjust and come down. So the barometer works well. Alright, so here's the yaw in normal, and yep, that's as fast as it goes. Quite a bit different from the last model. So there's the yaw, and here's the pitch in normal. Pitch and roll. There's the roll. So, you know, pretty docile. Great for filming. Alright, so there's the pitch and yaw in normal. Here's expert mode. Here's the yaw. And yep, that's the yaw in expert at 100%. The rates are all at 100%. So that's what you get now in expert mode. Alright, so here's the pitch now in expert, and that's quite a change from the last model too, because you know, one of the things that we liked with the X4 was the deep pitch that it has, and this one doesn't have it. Hopefully the regular X4 H107 Plus will, or H107P, will have the sport stuff that we like. So there's the pitch and yaw. There's the pitch. And, you know, it's not bad. It's just not what it was. So alright, let's try headless mode here, and you click down real quick on the left stick. And yeah, we're in headless mode, so gotta find out which way is forward. So you can see headless mode works real good. Hubsan did a great job implementing it on this X4. It doesn't get out of, you know, it doesn't lose orientation too fast. All right, but headless works good. So, all right, so they changed the flips. No more jamming back and forth on the stick. You hold the left stick down for 1 second, and then it'll beep, and you can flip. So, flips are quite different too. Flips real nice. Flips real nice. So there's the flips. Alright, so this is the camera quad. So let's turn on the camera and get some footage here. And the back two lights will blink when your camera's on. So let's get it up here. We'll do some panning. Back down. Fly it around just a second with the camera on. So you can see, I'm just going to do some scrolling across here just so you can see how smooth and steady this camera is. Should be good footage, slowly turning and all right, I think that's enough camera footage, and I'll put that on. Okay, turned off the camera. So I'll put that on right after this flight demo. And so now we'll just do a little bit of flying to show you the flying, since we did everything else. That's pretty much the funnels you get now. Quite a bit different from the previous version. Oh, we're in LVC, so that's perfect. LVC is pretty good. It's about 45 seconds or so. So you get a nice LVC. I think that's good enough for the flight demo. I took you guys through everything, so. Alright, I'll bring it back in for a landing here. Can't hand land these because of the shut off. Come on down. Come on down. Sometimes it's hard to and then LVC just let it drop. Sometimes it's hard to get it down with that altitude hold. You know, it's like I said in the tabletop, there's, you know, a little bit of issues with that when you try to fly it aggressively, but overall, you know, awesome camera quad. So check out the onboard footage now, and that's the review. So thanks, guys.